Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1980 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today we have the first of three games at home versus the Cleveland Indians. We did have an off day yesterday. We needed that rest because our bullpens were depleted in the last two games of the Yankees series. We were lucky to win the first game and we just got crushed. So our starting pitching has been terrible. Our bullpens have been terrible, and yet we've been able to put up enough runs that we still have a half-game lead in the American League East. So heading into today's game against Cleveland, we are looking at Wayne Garland versus Jack Morris. Morris got a win in his last start, and he pitched, mostly effectively. Hopefully we can get back to our winning ways after losing those last two to the Yankees. On the off day yesterday, of course, I advanced the day in the game, and there was a trade, kind of a minor one, but Baltimore sent their backup second baseman Rich Stauer and their relief pitcher Paul Hartzell to Minnesota, and Minnesota sent back a couple minor league prospects. Some names you might recognize there. So nothing major. I just wanted to point that out. Let's go ahead and get started with today's game. As always, I appreciate everyone who's following along. Like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. Earlier today we did have a new baseball card break video that I posted. Feel free to check that out if you're interested in baseball cards. It was a good one. So today we are looking at Jack Morris, 3-4 with a 4.11 ERA. Our bullpen is mostly available. I thought they were all healthy, but it looks like Shotzi, who did pitch 3.1 innings yesterday because Billingham couldn't get out of the second inning. So Shotzi pitched 3 innings, and so he's not available today. Our lineup, like I mentioned in yesterday's game, I did make one significant change. I switched Fisk to the catcher position and Parrish to the DH spot. Parrish has made a lot of errors early on this season, and at this point, I'm willing to make a change and hopefully, improve our defense overall. The error that Parrish made yesterday led to 8 unearned runs. So, it was pretty significant. So, I'm probably overreacting as the manager, but you know what? We're going to go ahead and just make that change, at least for a couple of weeks, and see how that goes. So, here we are, last place Indians come to town. Morris facing Del Alston to lead off. Alston's going to rip it to right, and that'll be the first out. Number 2 hitter, Toby Harrah, going to ground it back to Morris, and that's going to be 2 down. So 2 down for Mike Hargrove, and he's going to pop it up on the infield. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for the Tigers. So we're facing Wayne Garland, and Lou Whitaker's 4 for 6 against him so far this season. He's going to take a walk there. And I know I do this. If you've been following along, I'm going to hit and run every time Whitaker gets on to lead off the game. And it pays off as Trammell gets a base hit to center field. Whitaker advances to third. We got first and third. No outs. Kemp is definitely prone to grounding into double plays. And maybe that's the case here. It is, yep, called that one. Whitaker does score from third, and of course there's no RBI on that double play. And here's Fisk. He's going to rip it to left for a base hit. So 2 down for Gary Hancock. Batting .345 versus right-handed pitchers. 4 for 6 versus Garland. He's going to hit a lazy fly ball to the left, and that'll be the third out. So we end the first up a run, we'll take any lead we can get after the Yankees crushing us. Andre Thornton leading off. He's going to pop out to the third baseman. One down for Carl Pagel. Pagel grounds it to Whitaker. That's going to be 2 outs. And catcher Ron Hassey's up. He is struggling, batting 175 with no homers. He flies out to center. And that's the second 1-2-3 inning for Morris. So Parrish is going to ground out to first to lead off the bottom of the second. And that's going to bring up JT, who did have a big bomb in yesterday's game. He's going to take a walk. And we have a runner at first for Dave Stegman. One down, and Stegman grounds it to second, and that'll be the second double play. So a double play in the first and second innings against the Tigers. So leading off the third is going to be Von Hayes, and there's a base hit. That's the first hit against Morris. And, so Mike Champion, he was, I believe, Rookie of the Year in 1977. I could be wrong about that, but I believe it's true. Mike Champion in there to face Morris. He's going to ground it to first. Can we turn 2? Nope. Hayes advances to second. And that's going to bring up Tom Verizor. We're going to pull the outfield in case he gets a base hit. He is going to get a base hit. Can we throw out Hayes? No, Hayes is going to score. So the game is tied just like that. Morris was in control and he's given up 2 hits this inning, and the game's now tied. Verizor steals second base. So, Parrish does have the stronger arm between the two, but, I guess these things just happen. So, top of the lineup, Del Alston with 1 out. He's going to fly out to right. Verizor is going to advance to third. So runner in scoring position for Toby Harrah, who's going to rip it to center. But Stegman makes the catch. And that's the end of the inning. So game is tied going to the bottom of the third. And that's going to bring up Richie Hebner. He's going to get a base hit up the middle. So before every game now, in the title card, instead of having the photograph of the starting pitcher, I'm putting in the rookie baseball card. So for Wayne Garland, it was the 1974 Topps card. And back in the 70s, they used to put 4 of whatever position on the card. And so the other pitchers for the rookies that year included my personal favorite player, Dick Pohl. So if you get a chance to take a look at the title card after this game, if you didn't notice it before, Dick Pohl is on that same card. Trammell rips it all the way to the wall. Am I going to send the runner home? Yes, let's do it. Weak-armed Mike Hargrove, and Hebner is safe at home. Double for Trammell. So Jack Morris's rookie card is a 1978 rookie card, and on that card is Larry Anderson. Larry Anderson, whose last name is spelled S-E-N. He was the player that was traded from Houston to Boston for Jeff Bagwell. And we all know how that ended up. Fisk goes down swinging. So first and second with 2 outs. And Gary Hancock, he's going to rip it down the right field line. That should score Trammell. It does. Kemp advances to third, and we're up 3-1 with a chance for Lance Parrish to give us some real breathing room. Instead, he's going to hit a lazy fly ball to left, and that'll be the third out. So we head to the top of the fourth. We've regained the lead, 3-1. And the human rain delay, Mike Hargrove, comes up to the plate. And he's going to hit to left center field for the first out. So one down for Andre Thornton. And he crushes it to deep center. I think that's going to be gone. It is. 450 feet to dead center. And that's the fourth home run on the year for Andre Thornton. So Morris gives up the home run, one out for Pagel, who strikes out, and it's the first K for Morris. And that's going to bring up Ron Hassey, who wears it right in the ribs. So Hassey pays the price for Andre Thornton's home run. So two down, Von Hayes gets a base hit to right, and Hassey's going to advance to third. So we're in jeopardy here of having the game tied. Mike Champion comes to the plate with two down, and Morris walks him. So now the bases are loaded. Tom Verizor. Let's see what happens. A lazy pop to short, and that should be the third out. It is. So we get out of that one. Morris throws a lot of pitches that inning, but we still have the lead 3-2. Jason Thompson hits it to right. It's going to go to the wall for a double. The right fielder in this game is Dell Alston, and he's got a 63 defense. That's really poor. So we should try to hit the ball to the right side as much as we can, maybe get a few base hits. There we go. Good call on my part. I wish I would have noticed that earlier. So Thompson's going to score from second, and we get that run back. So it's 4-2 lead, and Richie Hebner, the number 9 hitter, is up. We're going to hit and run with Stegman on. And Hebner's going to get a base hit to left. Stegman will advance to third, and now we have first and third, nobody out for Lou Whitaker. So we're going to let Lou swing away. Oh man, and he strikes out swinging. So one down with bases loaded. And here's Tram, who's 4 for 9 versus Wayne Garland. Tram is going to hit it far enough that it's a base hit. It actually drops in. I did not see that coming. Little duck snort from Alan Trammell. And Stegman scores from third. Hebner advances to third, and still only one out. I am going to have Steve Kemp attempt to sac fly because he's already grounded into one double play this game, and here he goes again. Whew. Trammell beats it out at second. Run scores, and that's our third run of the inning, and we're up 6-2. Carlton Fisk going to ground it to short, and that'll be the third out of the inning. So here we are at the top of the fifth. Morris is sitting at 77 pitches. His endurance is high, so he can go as much as 120. So I'm not in have any concern about him at this point. Dell Alston pops up to Whitaker for the first out. And that's going to bring up Toby Hara, who goes down swinging. That's 2 Ks for Morris. And Mike Hargrove is going to line it to right for the third out. So 1-2-3 inning for Jack. And here we are in the bottom of the fifth. Garland's already at 100 pitches as Hancock gets a base hit to left. That's the 10th hit for Detroit against Garland. Garland throws a wild pitch, and Hancock moves up to second. So we're going to hit to the right side. Maybe Parrish can push it through for an RBI. Nope, instead he's going to rip it to the left center gap. Hancock's going to score. Oof. Yeah, you know what? We're going to stretch it into a triple. Parrish is safe at third. I don't know how many triples Parrish hit in real life, but probably not too many. So still no outs. Garland is pulled from the game. They're going to bring in Tom Waddell, who's a rookie. No minor league experience at all, according to this. And maybe he needs it because he is pitching horribly. So let's see if we can put a few more runs on the board. Oh, he's a side armor. JT grounds it to second, and Parrish scores from third. So that's the first out of the inning. We're up 8-2. Stegman's going to pop it up on the infield. That's going to be 2 outs. And that brings up Richie Hebner, who's going to ground it to short, and that'll be the final out of the inning. So Waddell comes in and goes 1-2-3. And so we're going to the top of the 6th with Andre Thornton leading off. He's had the home run in the 4th. He flies out to left. That's going to be the first out of the inning. That's going to send up Carl Pagel, who's going to get a base hit to left. That's only the 5th hit against Morris. Ron Hassey follows that up with a base hit to left, so a little bit of a rally going here. Again, we're not really too worried about Morris's pitch count at this point. Well, now I am, as the bases are loaded. And that's going to bring up Mike Champion. I think this is the second time that Champion's come to the plate with the bases loaded. He's going to pop it up on the infield. That's not going to be deep enough into short center to get the run in. So 2 down for Verizer, who has a hit earlier in the game against Morris. And he's going to get him swinging for the 3rd out. So it looked bad, but nothing happened. So bottom of the 6th, Waddell's still in there. Whitaker is going to ground out to... No, it's actually going to be an error on the first baseman. Andre Thornton commits an error. Whitaker is safe. And they're not making it any easier on themselves. Tremble's going to ground it to second. That's going to be a double play. And 2 down for Steve Kemp, who goes down swinging. So Waddell is looking pretty good so far, unlike his ERA. So at top of the 7th, Del Alston is going to hit it to short right field, and that'll be the first out. Toby Hara to the plate with 1 down. He's going to get a base hit to the left side. So that's 3 hits to left side, and we definitely do not have our best defensive third baseman in there. That's Tom Brookins. So Hebner is definitely a liability in the field, but he's a superior hitter to Brookins. Mike Hargrove is going to ground to short for the double play. And we're through the top of the 7th. So Pudge, leading off the bottom of the 7th, is going to ground it back to Waddell. And Waddell has really shut us down here for 3 innings. And just as I say that, Gary Hancock hits it to left center field for a home run. That's his 6th on the year, and that is his 5th since the trade. He's a bruiser right now, batting .328 since the trade with a OPS over 1. So we're digging that. Big wheel Lance Parrish, going to line out to first. That's the 2nd out of the inning. Bringing up JT. Oh, JT's got a home run of his own, back-to-back games with home runs for JT. And Waddell giving up a couple homers here. Steggy's going to ground to third. And now we have a 10-2 lead, so we needed a game like this after the Yankees really put it to us. Morris at 111 pitches. This will probably be his last batter, and then I'm going to bring in a lefty. Yeah, that's a second hit for Thornton. He hit that home run earlier off Morris, so we're going to take Morris out, and we're going to bring in John Hiller. He's our setup man. So nobody out. Runner at first for Pagel. Hits a ball back to Fisk, and Fisk commits an error. So much for my strategy of switching out the catchers for defensive purposes, because Fisk committed an error of his own. So let's see if that comes back to bite us. Hasse pops up for the first out, bringing up Von Hayes. Hayes is going to strike out looking. And that's going to be a righty. So we're going to bring in Roger Weaver. So 2 down for Mike Champion. And he's going to ground back to short. So that's 10 runners left on base for Mike Champion. He has not been clutch. So bottom of the 8th, Richie Hebner up, facing the new pitcher Rick Waits. Lefty on lefty, and Waits walks Hebner. And this is his 10th appearance. He's been relatively effective. Sweet Lou. He's going to hit a fly ball to left center field, and that will be the first out. Bringing up Tram with 1 down. Hebner at first. Trammell's going to get a base hit through center. And Hebner goes to second, so we're first and second. 1 out for Steve Kemp. Kemp hits lefties pretty good. He's going to walk versus Rick Waits, and now we have bases loaded for Carlton Fisk. Let's see if he can atone for his error last inning. Well, he's going to get an infield hit to first. Everybody moves up a base, and that's our 11th run of the game. So, I'll take 1 for the good guys here. Hancock's going to ground it to second. Another run's going to score. It's our 12th run. Hancock's safe at first. Hancock still does not have a hit versus lefties this year. Parrish up, and he walks. So base is loaded for JT. JT hasn't had much success versus lefties. He's going to ground it to first, and that'll be the 3rd out. So we're up by 10 in the top of the 9th. Roger Weaver's going to stay in the game for Tom Verizor. And Verizor's going to pop it up on the infield. That'll be the first out. Del Alston. I'm going to leave Weaver in to face Alston. And of course, Alston gets a base hit to center. We never can send him down 1, 2, 3 in the 9th for whatever reason. Harrell walks. First and second. So if we can't get Hargrove out. Yep, there's a base hit to right. Run scores. Hargrove doubles. So this will be the last batter for Weaver. He's been so good in the last couple of weeks, but he's struggling today. It's going to be a line drive. Back to the pitcher for the second out. Oh man, I should just bring in a lefty to keep Weaver from giving up more runs. We're going to let him try to finish it, and he's going to get a ground out to finish off the game. So we win that one 12-3. Indians do get 10 hits, so it wasn't like it was all that easy. Let's take a look at transactions, see if anything exciting happened. Nope, nothing new there. So we're going to pull up the box score. feel free to pause it and give it a good look over. It's taking its sweet time opening up. There we go. So Morris gets his 4th win and evens up his record. We'll be back tomorrow with our second game of the series. And until then, everyone have a good night.